darlings, my name is Stephen Davies and I'm the knob by the hob. Hello darlings, Steve Davies here, knob by the hob. And it's actually my birthday week, so I shall be 58 this week. So Joe has come up to film and I'm going to do a couple of different dishes today. We're going to pack in quite a bit. But the first thing I'm going to do is a Hungarian goulash. I've got a few little secret recipe tips that have come from Adam's mother, which weren't in that, but I googled various different recipes that weren't in it. But I'm going to do a beef one. They do sometimes do a pork one, but I'm going to do a beef Hungarian goulash.
And is Adam going to be helping you with this recipe today?
Listen, Adam doesn't even subscribe to this page or look at my videos. He does occasionally poach an egg, but no, he's not going to help. He did phone his mother for me, because she speaks no English, to get if there was a secret that she had in her goulash, and the only thing I could find was caraway seeds. And apparently that is a thing that they use in their stews and stuff, which we don't use. Just run through what I'm going to do. This is chuck meat. It's the best beef to use. It's quite a lean meat, but it's quite marbly. So that's the best use, is chuck meat. I'll easily get that from butchers. Every butcher's does that. I put some flour over that and mix that in with some flour. That helps obviously thicken the stew as well. I'll mix that in a minute. The other ingredients are tomatoes, onions, red and green peppers. Now, you can use any onions. I like using like little shallots, because I quite like them kept quite big in the stew, because obviously they go very soft because it's cooked for a long period of time. Tomato puree, obviously paprika, and this is Adam's paprika from Hungary. Parsley, garlic, sour cream. I like putting in oregano, but you don't have to do that. And also I use, as I've mentioned before, this mushroom ketchup, which is like, you can use Worcestershire sauce instead if you want. But I'm going to use this today. A red wine in there as well. A Grenache is very good to use, to drink with this, and also to put in it, to put in the stew as well. It's quite a nice one. Or quite a sort of like an earthy Hungarian wine. And my new ingredients that I'm using, and I've just spoken to Joe about these, are these bone broths. They do a beef, a chicken, and they do a fish one. They also do a vegan one, but it's pointless. It's basically water, because the idea of bone broth, vegan, it doesn't really go together. But anyway, for those vegans amongst you, there is a vegan version. I use the chicken and the beef. Now, I actually will drink these like a tea, and they're amazing, because I've had this issue with my gut health, and bone broth is very good. It's full of protein and collagen. It's very low in calories. So for example, the chicken one in this whole serving has got 60 calories, which is 500 grams, and it's 105 in the beef one. But chicken's got 13 grams of protein, beef's got 20 grams of protein, 6 grams of collagen in this, and 17 grams of collagen in this. So it's very, very good. So I use it, as I said, as a tea, put it in soups, stews. The only thing is, which I just mentioned to Joe, I buy this on Amazon in bulk, and it's still roughly about £6 per carton, which I know is expensive. So if you don't want to splash out like that, it is lovely, by the way, then just use normal beef stock cube. So first of all, I'm just going to mix the meat up in the flour, and then I'm going to brown that off. So I've put in one of my Le Creuset heavy pans. I've heated some oil, and I'm going to brown off this meat first in the pan. Okay, so I've browned off the meat, so I'm going to take that out of the pan. And you've left all the kind of goodness still in there, the fats and everything. And then I'm going to put in the, first of all I'll put in the onions and the peppers. Onions, peppers. Add some garlic. This is fresh garlic, and just put it through and crushed it up. Quite a nice generous portion, a couple of cloves of garlic. And cook that through for a bit. add a little bit of the mushroom ketchup. I said you could use Worcestershire sauce if you wanted to. It's very similar to Worcestershire sauce, but I would always use it in a soup or stew. I have put it over, if I've done a steak, especially if it's like tipped it over a little bit. I often do that with Worcestershire sauce as well. It's quite a strong, I like it, but some people find it a bit strong flavour. It's kind of a bite to it, it's quite nice. So you just soften that down. Then I'd also add a couple of teaspoons of tomato puree. Makes the sauce much richer. Then I'd add the beef back in with this is when I'd add the paprika. Again, another couple of teaspoons of paprika, quite generous with the paprika, because that's obviously one of the main ingredients. Then cook that down a little bit low. Mix all that in together. And I'd say that's looking very good. Then I'll add chopped tomatoes. I put a little bit of the garlicky salt in this. Any tomatoes, but I use the quite larger tomatoes. Then I'll put in half of one of these beef stock, about 250 mils of beef stock. As you know, I never measure anything. Another probably 250 mils of red wine. Mix that through a little bit more. And then pop in some caraway seeds. A good sort of like a couple of teaspoons full of caraway seeds. Mix them in. So caraway seeds got a little bit of a licoricey aniseedy taste, which is not my favourite. But actually, when it's cooked in a stew, you don't notice it so much of that. It just gives it like an earthy, kind of another little dimension to the flavour. I'll stick this in the oven then to slowly cook for about an hour and a half. And when it's come out, that's when I'll add the sour cream and the parsley and any other herbs that I want to put in. This is a sourdough bloomer. So I'm going to cut the top off. I'm then going to scoop out with my fingers, actually, the bread inside. It's the easiest way to do it. Don't be worried about that. Don't overdo it, but also you need to get quite a bit of space in there for your goulash. Not going to waste that bread, don't worry, I'm going to dry it out and make breadcrumbs from it. Then, I've scooped out the bread from here, and now I'm going to add the goulash. You can also have the goulash you can have it with potatoes or rice as well if you want to. I just think this is quite a nice little rustic way of serving it in the Cambridgeshire countryside. And then top it with a generous amount of sour cream and some flat leaf parsley. There you go. Hungarian goulash in a sourdough loaf. I went for a facial thing and a treatment on it. And have you seen this stuff? This is my new thing, which I'm going to talk about.
I think you showed me a different one.
There's a chicken one as well.
Right, yeah. Yeah, that's the one I remember seeing, yeah.
This is amazing stuff. The problem with it is, that is £6, and that's buying it in bulk.
And do you get through it? Like, how far will
I
that
could get one
take
of those
go?
today.
Wow.
Because I drink,
Okay.
I have it as like a tea.
Oh.
So I can have, it's only 2 cups of tea, that is. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
500 mils.
Yeah, it doesn't really go. So I guess
And
for
if
like
I
a
use that in a
soup, you use
soup or
like
in
a
a
whole
stew,
one.
then it's gone.
Wow.
So we get into them like fucking anything. And then I didn't realise how much I was paying for them until I Googled it. Because I said to Joe, you should get these. Oh, I love those. And I gave him one. He said, oh, God, I wish I could buy those. And I said, well, it's on Amazon.
Yeah.
Adam went to Whole Foods. So the reason why I knew, Adam said, oh, I got them from Whole Foods. They're £7 in Whole Foods. And I was going, I'm paying £7. But when I Googled it on Amazon, I'm paying £6.
Wow. Can you buy it in bulk?
Yeah.
But
I buy them in bulk, yeah.
Oh, but it works out at £6.
£6.
Okay. It's not cheap to be healthy.
Fabulous. Anyway, it's full of collagen. That's the good thing. Right, okay, so